A very warm welcome to the France Buying Guide's YouTube presentation. Well, it's just a few tips this week about making the most of a viewing trip and how everything works in France. Well, if you're going to make a viewing trip, make sure first of all you leave enough time aside to view the properties you've flagged up. You need to have a sort of a contingency plan because you might find other properties that you see whilst you're driving along, or your agent might suggest other properties. Now, a lot of agents will ask you to sign what's called a bon de visite. That's just to make sure that they know that you've seen the property through them so that they get their fees. The property process works well in France, in my view. Once you do find a property and you make an offer that's accepted, you'll often be asked to sign what's called an offer letter, a lettre d'achat, which is not binding, but it shows goodwill. You'll sign that with any conditions you might want to put in, and say the price that you put in as well. The buyer in France pays the fees. It's slightly academic, but the buyer in France actually does pay the estate agents' fees, which are more in France, but I believe it's the same all over Europe. It's England who are a bit less. Anyway, once you've done that, once you've made your offer, the notaire will prepare the compromis de vente, or your agent might have the authority to do so. You can appoint your own notaire, but it's not necessary because the notaire is employed by the government and doesn't act for anybody except for the government, and his fees are set, so there's no worry there at all. The notaire will prepare the compromis or the agent, and once that's prepared, it will be sent to the seller first to sign, and when he signs or she signs, they are bound to sell it to you. It is then sent to you to sign. When you have signed it and received the document back with both signatures, from that point on, there is what's called a 7-day cooling off period in which you can walk away without any worries at all if you decide to change your mind. If you don't, after the 7 days, then the deposit will be paid, 10% normally, and then the acte de vente, like our completion, normally is signed 2 to 3 months later. It's the notaire who does all the surveys and searches and what have you, and his fees and all the land registry fees, etc., will be all bundled into one. You need to look about between 6 and 8% of the property price for the notaire's fees, so do bear that in mind. It's a fairly secure process, I think, because you are very unlikely to be gazumped when you're buying a property in France. That's good news. And a good agent will help you with all the necessary documents. In France, you need to have the diagnostic report done, things such as your electrical, gas installation, lead paint, asbestos. You have to have a drain certificate, but your agent will do all that for you. And equally, a good agent will also help you when you do move in, you've got your property, to change over the accounts, electricity, water, gas, phone, etc. So make sure you get a good agent is my advice. But in principle, it does work very well. If you need any help with any of this, do let us know. Or if you'd like to be recommended to our property agents, then let us know as well. Last thing, it's a good idea often to employ the services of bilingual solicitor if you're not quite sure about the compromis and if the notaire doesn't speak English. It's very important to get the clauses right if you're going to have conditions such as condition of a loan or mortgage or anything like that. Very important to get into the compromis. We can recommend a solicitor for you as well. Hope this helps and speak to you again very soon. Bye bye.